This year, I've spent tens of thousands of pounds with Google using their pay-per-click service to get customers for my business. Here's the question though, is it easy to do or is it difficult to do? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you all. If you're new to this channel and you like entrepreneurial stuff and you're serious about growing your business, do yourself a favour, subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you know when we bring out great new videos to help grow your business. Now, I've wrote a few books on Google, checkbooks, because that's how much I've spent with Google over the years. And I've made some big fat mistakes. In fact, I used to own a party shop. And what I learned with that party shop was, unlike this product, which I'm going to talk to you about in a minute, I was selling a commoditized product that you could buy elsewhere and it was just into a price game. And I sort of realized that actually you put advertising money into Google, you would get instant sales, but can you actually make money out of those instant sales? I've discovered a similar thing on Amazon. I made a video just last week about that. You can watch it by clicking here, the truth about selling on Amazon and how I've done £35,000 on Amazon, but only had £1,500 worth of cash enter our bank account as Amazon take its fees, as it takes its advertising stuff, and it goes on. And then you've got to pay for the bleeding products. Years ago, I was spending like £25,000 a week on Google PPC to generate about £35,000 worth of sales. I was losing money by the time I paid for the product. Now, I'm flirting with Google again because I actually make these. These are my products. This is, I make loads of teddy bears. I made over 1 million teddy bears and I'm selling them on Amazon. And for the first time ever, we are now starting to sell them profitably on Google. Now I'm going to bring Dom on in just a moment, who's my head of web, to go through exactly how much we spent on Google and what you need to do to make your website profitable enough to put advertising, pounds, pennies, dollars into it to get a return on investment. Because I think it's a minefield. And here's something that I will say to you. If you're thinking about building a super successful website, you've got to invest in someone, a human, to manage the website for you, to manage the Google pay-per-click, the uploading of the products, the words, the descriptions, the photography, all of that stuff. You need someone full-time. Don't think that you can just shove a website on the internet and expect sales to come. It's very similar to what most people do is they open a shop. Imagine if you didn't staff the shop. And that's the very similar thing that I see websites. If you're going to open a website, you're going to have full-time staff just managing the website, not just delivering the stuff that you sell on the website, someone that's really looking after it if you want to drive sales forward. And that's something that I've learned in real perpetuity over my career as a business owner. It's time to bring Dom on to tell you about what we've spent, how we've done it, and is it profitable? And here he is. And here he is. Now, look, I want to just come clean on this. I don't understand the Google empire like Dom does. And I think I would have got some terminology incorrect. Just before we came on air, Dom explained to me, there's Google Ads and Google Shopping. What's the difference, Dom?
Well, so you've got Google Search, Google Shopping, and Google Display.
Wow, and googly woogly.
Yeah.
So, but we're replacing ad spend on Google Shopping and Google Ads, that's right?
Yeah, Google Search ads. Google Shopping.
And the difference is between those two?
So a search ad would be for like terms. So
yeah.
You usually do it for like brand terms. It's quite a good one because it's quite cheap. But you might say, I don't know, phone cases, and then your ad will appear at the top. And
then those pictures of them things, that's actually Google Shopping, isn't
Yes.
it? So what's more advantageous to do over the two?
Well, it depends on your product, I would say.
For us. This is what we're selling on Google, these little fellas.
Okay,
Do you think Google Ads or Google Shopping is right for us, or both?
For wholesale, I would say Google Search ads. For retail, nothing.
Nothing. See, now this is why I wanted to make this video, because one of my questions I was going to ask you, Dom, does Google Ads work for every business?
No.
And I think we have categorically proved that in this exercise that we're about to share with you. How much have we spent on average per month on Google Ads?
So for Google Shopping, in October, we spent £244.58.
Yeah.
We converted £64.95. So that's a loss of £179.
Wow.
November, spend of 152, conversion value £52, loss of £99. December to date is spend £530, conversion value £95.92 with a loss of £434.
Well, it's a complete, you'd have to bleep this out, Chance, it's a complete So it doesn't work for our business, does it? Now, the other thing that I would always say, if you had high returning customers, so if you were spending £50 to get a customer, but then they would buy from you every week, you know, once someone's bought Gerard the giraffe, they ain't going to buy another one every week of the year. So it's not, if you was a food shop, for example, like Sainsbury's, Google, you'd spend £50 to get a customer knowing they were going to spend on average £2,000-3,000 a year. And over their lifetime, you could spend, I don't know, you could spend a couple of £100,000 over your lifetime with your supermarket, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And so that's not going to happen for us.
Well, you've got your high ticket items, they'll be quite good on.
Yeah, so if you were selling, I don't know, hot tubs, garden rooms, sheds, holidays. So is there any way that we can make Google Ads work for us?
I think wholesale, possibly. Get a wholesale customer. Like we've got one in November, which I think ended up spending £12,000 with us.
Did they though? Did they come through Google?
Yeah.
They absolutely were cold and didn't know. Have we checked that out? Who was it?
We got one inquiry for a wholesale account, and that came from the Google ad.
What was the business? Do you know?
I can't remember. It's Northern Ireland.
Oh, well, if they're Northern Ireland, maybe that has come through. Because I'm always sceptical if they sort of know us. And well, he might
have heard of the brand. That's where it's a bit of a grey area with the Google ads.
So my question is to you then, Dom, if you've got a website and you're selling stuff for 20-30 quid like us, Google definitely doesn't work for us. How can we get customers using the internet if we're not Amazon? SEO is the other.
Well, for retail,
yeah,
I'd say SEO, social, just having to build your brand name up so people know. Like Build-A-Bear, everyone knows Build-A-Bear.
But we're Teddy-tastic.
Yeah, I think influencers, social media, I think that's the only way. And then building the Amazon base and hopefully...
And one thing we have discovered, and we do strongly believe, although we can't back it up with evidence, there is now more direct search terms on Google for Teddy-tastic, isn't there?
Yeah, we've seen an increase, definitely.
We can only ascertain that to selling on Amazon, people finding our products on Amazon, seeing that it's branded by Teddy-tastic and then searching Teddy-tastic in Google. I do that on eBay all the time because I've never bought anything direct off eBay. And so maybe that's...
Well, it's the age, I think like we've noticed organic increase in sales, haven't we?
And you always say this, don't you? I feel like we might get struck off YouTube for saying this because Google always say...
Don't quote me on this.
Yeah, don't quote me on this. Google always say, don't they? It's your line.
Yeah, so they always say that paid advertising does not affect organic rankings.
Yeah.
But I think it does.
Well, I think it
spend
does.
Money and then miraculously organic sales go up.
Oh, and that's happened to us, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So our organic sales are the strongest they've ever been, aren't they?
Correct.
So we hardly sold anything on this website B2C because it was all a wholesale business. And then because of the pandemic, we thought, blimey, we got £500,000 worth of stock. We actually had £500,000 worth of teddy bears and teddy bear clothes and teddy bear shoes in our warehouse. But because all the visitor attractions that we supplied closed down during pandemic, I said to Janky, our commercial director, we've got to convert some of this stock into cash. So we worked really hard to become a B2C website. Number one, we went on Amazon because that's the obvious thing to do. We've now uploaded to Etsy. That's been really slow, hasn't it, Etsy?
We're still getting a couple through there.
Couple through there, and literally a couple is what it is. And then we said, right, let's make the website better. We spent ages on the website. Now, I was going to say the thing that you didn't pick up on. I think it's really important you have good photography, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
We've worked really hard on the copy, the words around describing your product. I saw a really good thing on LinkedIn. Someone said a pack of mince pies is £1. And then you could describe the same pack of mince pies, because this is the festive period, short crust pastry, butter mince pies made from homemade sultanas and blended with spices. It's the same product, just using some words. Now you can sell that for £2. And then they went on to say even more descriptions. You could sell that same pack of mince pies for £3. And I think where we worked really hard on the descriptions of our products, we've seen a rise in sales and the photography. But you also did some work, Dom, didn't you, with these guys that have been helping us on the speed of the website? Because you thought that was important.
Before we got them involved, our load speed was around 5 seconds, which is appalling. So if you're pumping money on ad spend, you want the website to be performing the best it can, so you can get as many conversions as you can.
Yeah.
So from that, we optimised the site. We got involved with getting Cloudflare, which is CDN, which is a content delivery network, which actually caches your website, and then it delivers everything at a faster speed. So now our load speed is at about 1 second or under 1 second.
But how important do you think that is?
I think it's very important.
I think it's very important.
People on the phone, they don't want to be waiting around for it to load. They want it there and then.
I don't think we have that on. Here's the other thing that I've noticed though. Where Teddy-tastic is one of our most commoditized products that we sell as a business. Our day nurseries are location specific. They have a great reputation. Marsh Farm, we are the only ones. I don't think we've got a 1 second load speed on our other websites, have we? But people buy, I mean, we've
But
sold
if we-
like millions of pounds worth of stuff on Marsh
What you
Farm.
could
haven't we?
argue is if we improve that, would the sales go up? Probably.
How do we do that? A lot of work, is it?
Well, it's just get it done.
But so if someone, because someone, I mean, I am completely confused by all what, I mean, I understand, like, if I'm on something that frustrates me, I don't know who they are, I'm off. But if I know who they are, I will hang around. Like, if I'm ordering a takeaway, I'm thinking about my local takeaway that I have every Friday night. Their website is terrible, but I persevere because I want to buy from them. But if I didn't know them, I would just go. So what do people have to do to improve their web speed?
Well, it depends on the website. If it's a WordPress website, you'd probably want to disable as many plugins that you don't need as possible. And then you'd need a CDN, 100%.
Say what it is again.
It's a content delivery network. So you can
Yeah.
get them from Amazon.
Yeah, me
we use
neither.
Cloudflare.
We use Cloudflare. It sounds like he's up in the clouds to me. Well, so you need all of this stuff, like CDN or whatever. But I mean, my strong advice to you is if you are going to sell on the web and you're going to do it in spectacular fashion and you want to get a great return on investment, you've got to have someone like you on your stuff all the time, haven't you?
You're going to be competing against Amazon.
That's
They've got
exactly.
a website that loads lightning fast.
Because what I always describe this, and I said before you came on, Dom, that it's, imagine opening a shop, spending all your money opening a shop, that's the same as your website, but never putting any staff in it. It would just start looking rubbish after.
No tills.
Yeah, or no tills. And that's the mindset that you've got to have. And gone are the days when you just put a website up and it instantly makes money, isn't it? How much have we spent in Google, do you reckon, this year? Just because I think people would be interested to know that.
Across all business?
We don't really do Google PPC, do we? Not as much. I think we should.
We have display for the farm shop, and we do search for Twizzle Tops.
Oh, now that has done well, hasn't
Yes.
it? Now let's just give them a little bit of information on that. On our day nurseries, again, specific where people really need you. Like this is where we get. It costs us about £15 a lead, isn't it?
It was to start with, it's now gone up, so it ranges between £20 to £40 per lead.
£20 to £40 per lead, but the great news here is those customers, and this is the brilliance of business, when you understand average customer value, average transactional value, average lifetime value. Spending £40 to get a customer, average customer value is £800 a month, lifetime value is 4 years, so you're spending £40 to in effect get someone that's going to spend 25 grand with you. That is when Google PPC works, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Blows out the water. I think what we'll do a video on Facebook ads next and how much we spend on Facebook ads. That's coming up in the next video on this YouTube channel because I think people would be really interested in that because that is where we do pump a lot of money, isn't it?
We certainly do.
I mean, and when I say a lot of money, I mean like we could have bought many houses with what we have spent on Facebook ads. See you in the next video. Don't forget to check out, by the way, that Amazon video, our £35,000 problem, by clicking here with the lovely Dom, and subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking here, and we'll see you in the Facebook extravaganza next. Bye-bye.